I'm Jamie Hooper with the Home Advantage team in RE/MAX Select Properties, and the March sales statistics are in from the Greater Vancouver Real Estate Board, and we are here to talk about them. But before we do that, we'd just like to remind you, if you get any value out of these videos, enjoy them at all, maybe click a thumbs up, make a comment, or even subscribe to our YouTube channel. So as I said, the March sales statistics are in, and it's been a common theme for this year where we've got inventories rising and sales staying flat compared to last year, or maybe even dropping a little. What we've seen over the last 6 months was at the end of October, we had our first half-point interest rate drop. And through November, December, and the first part of January, the market appeared to be picking up. That's when all of the annexing Canada and the other stuff about tariffs were coming about in the press all the time, and that's made buyers step back from the marketplace. We're starting to see, as I said previously, more houses coming on the market, but because sales are staying flat and more houses are coming on the market, we've got the most houses on the market than we have for the last 5 or 6 years. We're going to start with the condo market here and talk about that a little bit. So the condo market, so on this page here, we're talking about condos, townhomes, and half duplexes. This segment of the market is busier than the detached housing market, which we're going to talk about in a few moments. So we've just got everything broken down into areas, and then we're going to talk about the list to sell ratio, which tells you how many homes are selling compared to how many are on the market. Then we're going to talk about how many of them sold at asking price or above asking price. And why do we talk about those? Because that will indicate typically that someone has received multiple offers if you see them selling at or above asking. Then we've got the median days on the market. That just tells you how long it's taking for houses to sell. And then the last column is percentage of sales price compared to the list price. So if we look at the list to sell ratios, first of all, what we want to talk about before that is the 3 types of market. There's a seller's market, which is when more than 20% of the homes have sold each month. And if it stays a seller's market for an extended period of time, prices will start to rise. Next, we have a balanced market, which occurs when it's between 12 and 20%. And if it stays that way for an extended period of time, which is what we've seen a lot lately, then prices will stay flat. And then the last type of market we have is a buyer's market, and that's when less than 12% of the homes sell. So you can see we've only got three areas that are in the seller's market territory: east side of Vancouver, Ladner, and North Vancouver. But let's talk about some of these areas that aren't in the seller's market. Let's talk about the downtown sales market, downtown condo market. Well, up to $600,000 is a seller's market. Even though the ratio is only 11% overall, that's the overall market. Up to $600,000, it's above 20%. So you could very well find yourself in a multiple offer situation downtown if you're under $600,000. On the west side of Vancouver, it's slightly below a seller's market, but up to 1.25 million on the west side of Vancouver, extremely busy, and you're even more likely to find yourself in a multiple offer situation there. Moving on to talking about the percentage of homes selling above asking, well, Ladner's the big leader there at 57% of the homes sold above asking, indicating that a bunch of them got multiple offers. North Vancouver's always busy, and the reason North Vancouver's always busy, there's way more demand of people wanting to live there than there are detached houses over there. Median days on market. This is a real indicator and shows you a lot about the market there. Two things, there are a number of things that'll go up on there. In fact, all of these columns will go up dramatically on there, except for the median days on the market. That one will go down. So these are all higher, except for North Vancouver at 7 days. That's what you'll see in a typical seller's market. 7 to 8 days is the median days on market in a seller's market when the market's hot. So that talks about the condo market. Now let's talk about the detached homes. You can see these numbers are lower when you look at list to sell ratios, percentage of homes selling above asking, median days on market or more, and the percentage of sales price to listing price is lower here over there again. Again, the only area that's a seller's market overall is North Vancouver. But again, let's take a look at the west side of Vancouver. So only an 8% overall list to sell ratio. But if you're selling a home on the west side of Vancouver under 3.5 million, that's a busy part of the market, and it's well over 20%. You didn't see any homes get multiple offers on the west side, and then the high was of 24% in North Van. Median days on market, even though Tsawwassen got the highest inventory, it's got 144 homes for sale at the time of us doing this video. The ones that are selling, this is really telling, are selling within 5 days. So 20 houses out of 144 are what sold in Tsawwassen last month, but the ones that did sell sold quickly. And then when you look at the percentage of sales price compared to listing price, you're looking at the east side of Vancouver, Ladner, and Tsawwassen as the ones that got closest to their asking price. And then the west side of Vancouver got the least. They got 93% of asking price on average. So that's it. What the outlook is for the next immediate future depends on what's going to happen with the tariff wars all around the world, not in North America, but all around the world. We just have to pay attention to that. As of today, we've had 2 significant drops in the stock market. Your guess is as good as mine as to where the market's going this spring. So that's it for now. Remember to click that thumbs up button or make a comment or subscribe to our YouTube channel if you like, and we'll be back soon with another video.